Oh, hey there, sexy souls. Welcome back. We got another reading for you today. I had a soda and I realized that, you know, sometimes on this particular platform, they ask, like, I guess that sometimes can appear. I put it on the floor. Let's just put it that way. So normally for coffee and terror, I have my coffee, but I wasn't sure about the orange soda that I had, the particular brand, and how that kind of junk goes. So I set it on the floor. So I have my drink, and don't ask me how I ended up with that, because I don't drink soda. Just saying. And I probably won't. It'll probably go to waste. But that's what I grabbed. So go ahead and grab your beverage of choice. Sit down, snuggle in, get cozy, take a deep breath. And let's see if there's a message for you today. Okay? All right. So I went ahead and went through my Sacred Path Oracle deck and pulled out a card and just felt like I needed to go ahead and get on that. I felt really drawn and pulled to it, and I love, 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 love this deck. And let me tell you who it's by. Let me see. I've got it. I know y'all are going to love this. It is just... Okay. HarperCollins. That's a publisher. Well, who's that? Oh, by Jamie Sams. Good God. Y'all, it's morning. You're just gonna have to forgive me. So, okay. So, I pulled the card, the Fire Medicine, which is all about passion, spontaneity, and, you know, our life force coming back to life. And no longer dormant. And I wanted to read you an excerpt, and then we're going to pull some cards based upon this, okay? It says, if we pull this card, we're being asked to acknowledge our fire, our wild within, okay? The passion for living. And needing to acknowledge all the good medicine that's present in your life. Your ability to create adventure and excitement comes from your willingness to give yourself pleasure and joy. All that is needed to continue the passion is to decide you are worthy and proceed. If you have any judgments, and this is the kicker, if you have any judgments about passion on the physical level, are we about to get dragged? It may be time to clear them. All acts of life are sacred when treated in a respectful manner. Any old fears of intimacy or commitment can act as limitations to relationships. If this applies to you, clear the fear. As the fear leaves, so will the coldness of past hurts, and you will be ready for more rewarding future relationships. Regardless of the case, the fire medicine insists that we use the fire within to fuel our lives with energy. This energy comes from Mother Earth's passionate physicality and Grandfather Sun's spontaneous love. When we are in balance, this divine union sparks our natural desire for experiencing life. It is time to reawaken that wild energy, that wild passion within. Okay? Get our sparks going, that desire, that juice for life. Just experience it. Right now, you are so detached, it feels like. You are so detached and just going through the motions that you don't feel pleasure in much of anything. Okay, and there is a difference between peace and detachment. Sometimes we assume that detachment is peace because with feeling the fire of life, sometimes we can get burned, sometimes we can get burned, but you're also depriving yourself of pleasure and joy, okay? You have to be willing to give yourself that pleasure and joy. It's time to clear out some of that old gunk that has you limited in experiencing any type of intimacy. Okay. Spirit, drag us through the mud. Tell us what is up. What is up? What's going on? What is, okay. Self-healing Oracle deck. Am I saying that right? Good Lord, y'all. Where is this in my phone? Heal yourself reading cards. Yeah, it's the same thing. Heal yourself reading cards. Good gosh. so glad y'all love me. I know I'm weird, but it's in literally the title of the channel, so weird and woo-woo, both. Alright, that was so loud. Okay. Alright. Alright, Spirit, what you got for us? What? Oh, son of a biscuit eater. Okay. Say what you mean, victim consciousness, and pride. Oh, we're getting dragged today. Dragged today. I don't feel like you're owning what it is that you really want. See, I think it's really easy for us to project and place blame on other areas of our life. Not to say that we don't ever have moments of experiencing trauma or being a victim, but we really do get to choose how long we exist within that energy, okay? And what it feels like to me is you are choosing not to step into life and become vulnerable again because of all the things that have happened or the things that haven't happened. Sometimes our pain comes from that which has not occurred within our life, right? And it's literally like there's this stubbornness with pride of you not wanting to own any element of, I just think that you're using, okay, here it is. Whoever this is for, you're using the negative things that have occurred in your life and projecting that into the future. You're using it as an excuse to not experience life. You're choosing to stay in that energy and give your power away to that. And it almost feels as if you are like waiting for some magical something to usher in the goodness rather than claiming what it is that you want. Almost like you probably change your mind. You probably like have this, you're like, I want this. And they're like, well, okay, but like if I can't have that, then it's then this. Well, no, maybe that wouldn't do good. And you keep changing it and you keep changing it and you keep changing it because you keep feeling like some shit's gonna happen. And really what it is that you are not wanting to own what it is that you desire. Using past hurts as an excuse to not wanting to own that. And at some point, you have to be your own advocate. At some point, you have to claim your power back. At some point, you have to be the one to choose to go after something. What it is that you actually want. And pride can also be, pride is a piece of our ego where we feel like if I go for it, like we're too prideful to look like we've made a mistake again. And so we're just going to stay stuck. Because it hurts our ego, it hurts our pride if we get something wrong. So it's easier to live in this victim consciousness that negative things always happen to us. Rather than speak our truth, claim our power back. So we can always feign and pretend like it's not our fault. There's a lot in this world that will happen and occur, and it is not necessarily your fault, but what you do with it, that's completely on you. Your healing, no matter what has occurred to you, is completely on you. And it doesn't matter whether whether that's fair to you or not. It is the God honest truth. Not that we're bringing God into this or anything like that. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, this is literally like speaking into existence what you want, being willing to articulate your boundaries. Say it. Just say it. Rather than letting people walk all over you and being like, oh, they did it again. No. You need to establish your boundaries. You need to be your own advocate. You need to stand in your power and your truth and execute your self-worth. What is it that you actually desire? What do you want? And be willing to claim that. And quit being afraid to have your ego hurt if you don't get it right the first time or the second time or the third time. Don't feel like you need to be right in someone else's eyes in order to feel safe. You are stepping out and not experiencing life. You are holding yourself in place. You are holding yourself in place because of this. Hermetic Tarot. Oof. Oof. What is this about, Spirit? My head got immediately lighter as soon as I said that. Feeling like you're doing without. Holding yourself back. Feeling like you're doing without. Yeah, I don't know what it is about feeling like this is you not wanting to own what it is that you want. Six of Cups. Five of Wands. All right, so the Five of Wands and Nine of Wands. Yeah. I just heard this is competing wants and desires, and what they told me is this is literally all about saying, I'm going to give you an example. I want to be successful at this, but I also don't want any negative attention. Like, I just don't want to have to deal with people's negative attention. And they're like, you know, so there is the conflict. That is what's holding you in place, kind of thing, right? These are two wants that will consistently battle one another. And that is literally these desires, these goals, right? Well, I want something, I want this, but I also want this. And they compete with one another. And it gets you into this stagnant energy, and they're like, you need to choose, okay? Like, because honestly, if you really wanted A, then who fucking cares what other people think, right? Then why does B fucking matter? Like, own your shit, okay? Own what it is that you want and say it and mean it. All right? If this is a people-pleasing type of situation where you can't establish your boundaries, where you exert yourself in situations, right? Or you have in the past, you said, this is really what I want and everything, but you kept compromising those boundaries because you were afraid of failing again at yet another relationship. And now you hold yourself back because you don't want to experience that again. You don't want to be wrong again. And you're not willing to go after what you want. You're not willing to own it. You feel like you need to compromise. You're holding yourself back. You're not experiencing life. You're afraid of the intimacy of living. Five of Wands. This internal chaos to just choose it and go for it. And what they're asking you to do is just go for it. Knight of Wands, choose it. Knight of Wands is like, I want this. They go for it. They don't sit around and think about it. They don't allow themselves to they have a fiery focus. And it's almost impulsive. That's why he gets that impulsive type of, definition when people are talking about the Knight of Wands. Almost like he doesn't even think, he goes for it. He just feels that spark and he's like, yes. He answers the call is what it is. And no, not everything turns out exactly the way that he thought it would. Things aren't always exactly what he perceived them to be. But he trusted his gut and he went after it. That's the only way he gets to become the King of Wands, where he only puts his energy behind those things that are worth it. You gotta fucking try it out, huh? You've got to give life a chance. You've got to experience it. And stop allowing yourself to feel conflicted. For what? Pride. You notice these are over here on pride. So a lot of your conflict comes from fear of failure, afraid of your ego being bruised, your pride, not wanting to be wrong again. Five of Pentacles, holding back, doing without, choosing to do without, doing without joy. Six of Cups. Five of Pentacles is that lack mentality that you have, that maybe what you want isn't possible or shouldn't be wanted or desired. Not willing to step forward and claim whatever it is that you're asking for or what you truly want internally. And sometimes this is not being honest with yourself, not communicating it with yourself. Lord of Pleasure, Six of Cups. You get to this space from the Five of Cups. After you have focused and dwelled upon that which didn't go well, that didn't turn out, all the things you thought would, but they didn't, right? In the Five of Cups. And that's a necessary mourning period for you to, that's the reflection and the review period. But then you turn around and you recognize that there are still things for you, that there's still things to be joyous about, and there's things that are in alignment with you that Spirit's been trying to bring in. You've not been focusing on, you've not been paying attention to it. Six of Cups is remembering that there are joys in life and that there are things that ignite that joy within you, and allowing yourself to delve into that, to feel those pleasures. But you keep holding back from that. This is returning to that childlike innocence. That's what the Six of Cups is. I feel like your inner child is yearning to live life again. But you keep holding back. What do you want to say about this? Major change that needs to happen. Nine of Swords is always about that trajectory change. And swift, quick, resolute, and final. This is the 180. Wow. You get to usher this in. You have literally everything, every capability. We're going to get out of that victim mindset. You're not in this situation where you can't make this happen, because you absolutely are. All right? It may have taken some time. It may take time for these things to pop up. Once you plant the seeds and you cultivate them and things begin to sprout, they have a potentiality to begin showing up in your life and growing, right? But you've got to start. You've got to start somewhere. Seven of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is bringing that balance back into life. You want to receive something, you've got to give it. If you want the good things that you're seeking in life, you need to start living it. You need to start experiencing it. You need to start being a part of it. You know the old saying, like, it's not going to come to you with you sitting on the couch. This is also energetic. If you are shut down energetically to it and you're not open to the possibilities and you're not open to things starting from scratch or for things to take the time that they need to sprout, and if you're not willing to say, you know what, some things that I go after, some of the seeds I plant will bear fruit, some of it won't. If you're not willing to do that for fear of failure, fear of missing out, fear of getting your ego hurt again and getting it wrong, you're just not going to live life. You're holding yourself in this victim mentality, whether you want to admit it or not. And again, if this isn't for you, then you have every right to click off. But this message is absolutely for somebody. Quit hiding. Declare what you want and go for it. Quit hiding. You have everything you need. And I feel like there's something that has begun to sprout. Something that has popped up in your life with the Seven of Pentacles. But again, you focused on the things that didn't come to fruition. And they're like, there is something here that will bring material success. We have Lord of Success Unfulfilled. Because again, not everything that you plant is going to sprout. No matter what you put into it. But from that, something will. And you will have some success. There are things that will bear fruit. So when a plant in your garden bears fruit, all that you have put into it pays off and it comes back to you tenfold. Okay? That's the card of reciprocity. There will be success. Things will balance out. Things will begin to start coming to fruition, and you have the capability of bringing all this about. You have the capability of bringing this change, this stark change, this revolution within your life. But it's up to you. You have to do this. You have to want this. You have to allow this. You have to clear out the old. And not have judgment for your desire to experience. Don't judge yourself for having the courage to experience life and getting burned once in a while. That will happen when you allow your internal flame to burn. It's the yin to the yang. And not living and not experiencing life is just as, if not more painful than getting burned. You're not saving yourself from anything. You're creating your own prison. You may need to sit on that one for a while. You may need to sit on that to see if that's for you. You may need to come back and rewatch this. Whoa. But it's for your own good. Let your flame burn again. Ignite that fire. All right. Have a good day.